What do I mean by lion mode? You see, a lion is a powerful symbol. It's a creature of immense strength, courage, and authenticity. It moves through the world without apology or hesitation. It doesn't wait for permission to be what it is. And yet, how many of us are living like lions? How many of us truly embrace our inner strength and show up in the world as our most authentic selves? How often do we live our lives as if we're timid sheep when inside we have the heart of a lion? We were not born to tiptoe through life, worrying about what others might think or say. We were not born to conform to the expectations of society, to play it safe, or to settle for anything less than what we are truly capable of. And yet, so many of us do. We hide behind our fears, we shrink in the face of adversity, and we silence our own roar. I remember a time in my life when I wasn't living my true self. I was so caught up in trying to be who I thought others wanted me to be. I was playing small, settling for mediocrity, and ignoring that inner voice that kept telling me there was more. And maybe some of you feel that way right now. Maybe you feel stuck in a job that doesn't fulfill you, or in a relationship that doesn't honor who you are. Maybe you feel like you're just going through the motions, existing but not truly living. But here's the truth. Inside each and every one of us is a lion. A powerful, fearless being that knows exactly who it is and what it wants. And it's time to awaken that lion. It's time to step into your power, embrace your true self, and start living the life you were meant to live. Now, I know this can be a scary thought. The idea of stepping out of our comfort zones, of facing our fears and challenging the status quo. It's not easy, but let me ask you, what is the alternative? To stay stuck, to continue living a life that doesn't fulfill you, to keep silencing that inner roar, or to take a chance to bet on yourself, to believe that you're capable of so much more. Think about it for a moment. How would your life be different if you truly embraced your inner lion? If you stopped worrying about what others think and started living for yourself? If you faced your fears head on and decided to roar louder than ever before? And it's not just about making big, bold moves or taking dramatic action. It's about a mindset shift. It's about choosing to believe in yourself, to trust that you have everything you need within you to create the life you want. It's about recognizing that you are enough, just as you are, and that you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You see, the world will always try to put you in a box. It will always try to tell you who you should be, what you should do, and how you should live your life. But you are not here to live by someone else's rules. You are here to be your own person, to follow your own path, and to create a life that is true to you. And that's what turning on your lion mode is all about. It's about stepping into your power, embracing your true self, and living life on your terms. It's about recognizing that you have the heart of a lion and that you're capable of so much more than you ever thought possible. So today I want to invite you to take a stand, to say yes to yourself, to your dreams, and to your potential. Stop playing small and start living big. To stop silencing your roar and start letting it out. It won't be easy. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Like I promise you, it will be worth it. Because when you start living as your true self, when you embrace your inner lion and roar louder than ever before, you will experience a freedom and a fulfillment like never before. You will discover a strength and a courage you never knew you had. And you will inspire others to do the same. So let's turn on our lion mode. Let's embrace our true selves. And let's start living the life we were meant to live. It's time to roar louder, to be bold, to be brave, and to be unapologetically ourselves. Are you ready? Because I believe in you. I know that you have the heart of a lion, and I know that you are capable of greatness. So let's unleash that lion within and start living our best lives today. Together we can make this change. Together we can inspire each other to be the best versions of ourselves. Together we can roar louder than ever before. Now that we're beginning to tap into our inner lion, there's something crucial we need to talk about. Our beliefs. You see, our beliefs are incredibly powerful. They shape the way we see the world, the way we see ourselves, and ultimately, they shape our reality. What you believe about yourself and the world around you dictates your actions, your decisions in your life. Imagine standing in front of a large, open field. In front of you lies endless possibilities, a life full of potential. But instead of stepping forward and exploring that vast field, you find yourself trapped inside a small, invisible cage. This cage is not made of iron or steel. No. This cage is made of your beliefs. Beliefs about what you can or cannot do, what you deserve, and what is possible for you. And these beliefs, my friends, are often what I like to call limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are those little voices in our heads that tell us we're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. They're the thoughts that say, I could never do that, or that's not for someone like me. And where do they come from? They often stem from past experiences, from things we've been told, or from societal messages that we've internalized over time. Think back to your childhood. Perhaps someone told you that you weren't good at math, and so you believed it. Or maybe you were picked last for a team, and you decided then and there that you're not athletic. These experiences, though seemingly small, can leave lasting impressions. And as we grow older, these impressions solidify into beliefs. We carry them with us, allowing them to dictate what we try and what we avoid. But I want you to think about your own life. What are the limiting beliefs that keep your roar silent? What are the thoughts that hold you back from stepping into your full potential? Maybe it's the belief that you're not capable of achieving your dreams. Or perhaps it's the belief that you're too old, too young, too busy, or too tired. Maybe it's the fear that you'll fail or that you'll be judged. Whatever it is, I want you to acknowledge it. Because the first step in breaking free from these limiting beliefs is to recognize them for what they are. Let me share a story with you about a friend of mine. She's an incredible artist with a natural talent that's been evident since she was a child. But for years, she refused to share her work with anyone. She kept her paintings hidden away, convinced that they weren't good enough, that no one would appreciate them. Why? Because when she was young, someone told her that art wasn't a real career, that she should focus on something more practical. And so she believed it. That one comment became a limiting belief that kept her from pursuing her passion. It wasn't until she decided to challenge that belief, to question its validity, that things started to change. She began to ask herself, is this belief really true? Or is it just a story I've been telling myself? And as she explored these questions, she realized that it was just a story that she had the power to rewrite. Today, she's a successful artist with her own gallery and a thriving career, all because she decided to challenge her limiting beliefs and embrace her inner lion. So how do we do that? How do we challenge our limiting beliefs and rewrite our stories? It starts with self-awareness. It starts with taking a step back and asking ourselves, what do I believe about myself? And where did that belief come from? Often we don't even realize that these beliefs are there guiding our actions and shaping our lives. But by bringing them to the surface, by shining a light on them, we can begin to see them for what they are. Just thoughts, not truths. Once we're aware of these limiting beliefs, we can begin to challenge them. We can start to replace them with new, empowering beliefs that align with who we truly are and what we want to achieve. One powerful tool for doing this is positive affirmations. Affirmations are simple. Positive statements that help to reprogram our minds and shift our beliefs. By repeating affirmations daily, we can begin to replace old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. For example, if you have a belief that you're not good enough, you might use an affirmation like, I am worthy of success and happiness. If you believe that you're not capable, you might say, I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to. The key is to find affirmations that resonate with you, that feel true to you. And then repeat them. Say them out loud, write them down, put them on sticky notes around your house. The more you repeat them, the more they will begin to sink in and the more you will start to believe them. But affirmations are just one tool. Another important strategy is to take action. You see, beliefs are reinforced by our actions. If you believe that you're not capable of running a marathon, for example, and you never try, that belief will remain intact. But if you decide to challenge that belief, to take action despite your fear, you begin to chip away at it. You prove to yourself that you are, in fact, capable. And with each step you take, that old limiting belief loses its power. So I encourage you right now to think about one limiting belief that you have. Just one. And then ask yourself, is this belief really true? Or is it just a story I've been telling myself? And if it's just a story, I want you to challenge it. I want you to take one small step today to prove it wrong. It doesn't have to be a big step, just something that shows yourself that you are more than this belief, that you are capable of so much more. Because here's the thing. You are powerful beyond measure, you have the heart of a lion, and you have the ability to create the life you want. But first, you must recognize the roar of your limiting beliefs. You must be willing to challenge them, to replace them with new, empowering beliefs, and to take action towards your dreams. And remember, you're not alone in this. We all have limiting beliefs. We all have fears and doubts. But by supporting each other, by encouraging each other, and by believing in each other, we can break free from these cages and step into our full potential. So let's do this together. Let's challenge our limiting beliefs. Let's embrace our inner lions, and let's roll louder than ever before. We've talked about recognizing our limiting beliefs and beginning to challenge them. But there's another thing that often holds us back from embracing our inner life. Fear. Fear is something we all experience. It's a natural part of being human. It's that little voice in our head that says, be careful, stay safe, or don't take any risks. It's what keeps us from stepping outside our comfort zones, from trying new things, and from truly living our lives to the fullest. But what exactly is fear? At its core, fear is a survival mechanism. It's our brain's way of protecting us from danger, from potential threats, from anything that could harm us. Back in the days when our ancestors were living in caves and hunting for their food, fear was essential. It kept them alert, kept them safe from predators, and helped them survive in a harsh world. But here's the thing. We're not living in caves anymore. Most of us aren't facing life or death situations on a daily basis. And yet, our brains are still wired to react to fear in the same way. The problem is that fear isn't always rational. It doesn't always make sense. Sometimes, it's not a roaring lion or a charging elephant that we're afraid of. Sometimes it's the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or the fear of the unknown. And while fear can still serve as a protective mechanism in certain situations, it can also be a barrier to our growth, to our happiness, and to our potential. I want you to think about this for a moment. What would you do today if you weren't afraid? How would your life be different if you didn't let fear dictate your decisions, your actions, and your path? Would you start that business you've always dreamed of? Would you take that trip you've been putting off? Would you finally speak up for yourself, set boundaries, or go after what you truly want? You see, fear has a way of keeping us small, of keeping us stuck in the same patterns, the same routines, the same comfortable but unfulfilling lives. But here's the truth. True courage is not the absence of fear. It's not about never feeling afraid. True courage is the decision to act, despite that fear. It's about acknowledging that fear is there, but not letting it control you. It's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Now, I know that can be easier said than done. Fear can feel so big, so overwhelming, so paralyzing at times. But there are ways to face it, to overcome it, and to transform it into courage. And it starts with small steps. You don't have to leap into the unknown all at once. You don't have to conquer all your fears in a single day. Start small. Take one step outside your comfort zone. Do one thing that scares you, even if it's just a little bit. And as you do, reframe your fear. Instead of seeing it as something negative, something to be avoided, see it as a sign that you're growing, that you're pushing yourself, that you're moving towards something greater. Because that's what fear really is. It's a signal that you're stepping outside of what's familiar, that you're challenging yourself, that you're on the brink of something new and exciting. Think about it like this. When you're about to do something you've never done before, it's natural to feel a rush of adrenaline, to feel your heart beating faster, to feel that fluttering in your stomach. But what if, instead of interpreting those sensations as fear, you chose to interpret them as excitement? What if instead of saying, I'm scared, you said, I'm excited? How would that change your perspective? How would that change your experience? So what about you? Well, fear is holding you back from living the life you want. And what small step can you take today to face that fear, to move towards it rather than away from it? Remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Start small. Take one step. And then another.
And another.
And with each step, you'll find that your fear begins to lose its power, that it begins to shrink, that it begins to transform into courage. Because that's what courage really is. It's not about being fearless. It's about feeling the fear, acknowledging it, and then choosing to act anyway. It's about believing in yourself, in your abilities, in your strength, even when everything inside you is telling you to play it safe, to stay small, to keep quiet. Now that we've talked about embracing fear and turning it into courage, let's shift our focus to something equally important, discovering your true self. You see, understanding who you really are is the foundation of everything we're talking about today. It's about tapping into your unique roar. That deep, authentic part of you that knows exactly what it wants and needs. It's the voice that guides you toward your true path, the one that's not always easy to hear, but is always worth listening to. Self-awareness is the key to living a fulfilled life. It's about knowing your values, your passions, your purpose. It's about understanding what makes you tick, what lights you up, and what drains your energy. But more than that, it's about being honest with yourself. It's about peeling back the layers of who you think you should be and getting to the core of who you truly are. Let me ask you this. Are you living your truth or someone else's version of who you should be? Think about that for a moment. So many of us go through life trying to meet the expectations of others. We play roles that have been assigned to us by our families, our cultures, or our society. We become the person we think we're supposed to be rather than the person we truly are. And in doing so, we lose sight of our unique roar, that authentic voice inside us. When we're not living our truth, we can feel it. There's a disconnect, a sense of unease or dissatisfaction. We might have everything we thought we wanted: success, stability, recognition. But if it's not aligned with who we truly are, it feels empty. It's like wearing shoes that are too tight. They might look good on the outside, but they don't feel right. And no matter how hard we try to convince ourselves otherwise, we can't ignore the discomfort. So how do we begin to discover our true selves? How do we tap into that unique roar and start living in a way that's authentic and fulfilling? It starts with self-reflection. It starts with taking a step back and asking yourself some tough questions. What are your values? What do you believe in? What are you passionate about? What do you want your life to stand for? These aren't easy questions, and they might not have simple answers. But they are essential questions that we all must ask if we want to live a life that's true to who we are. One of the best ways to begin this process of self-discovery is through journaling. Writing down your thoughts, your feelings, your dreams, and your fears can be incredibly powerful. It allows you to explore your inner world in a way that's honest and unfiltered. It helps you to see patterns, to recognize what's really important to you, and to identify where you might be out of alignment with your true self. Another powerful tool for self-discovery is meditation. Taking the time to sit quietly with yourself, to listen to your inner voice, and to connect with your deeper self can be incredibly revealing. It's in these moments of stillness that we often find the clarity we need to understand who we truly are and what we truly want. It's in these moments that we can hear the roar of our authentic selves. But discovering your true self isn't just about introspection. It's also about action. It's about trying new things, exploring new interests, and stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's about giving yourself permission to be curious, to be playful, and to be open to new experiences. It's about finding the courage to let go of what no longer serves you and to embrace what does. Now, once we begin to understand who we truly are, the next step is to express that truth. And this is where we start to roar louder. Self-expression is a vital part of being human. It's how we share our unique gifts, our talents, our ideas, and our perspectives with the world. It's how we connect with others and make a meaningful impact. But for many of us, expressing our true selves can be challenging. We worry about what others will think, about being judged or criticized, about standing out or being different. So we silence our own voices. We hide our true selves behind masks and facades, trying to fit in, to blend in, to be what we think others want us to be. But we silence our voices. When we suppress our true selves, we're not just doing a disservice to ourselves. We're doing a disservice to the world, because the world needs your unique roar. It needs your voice, your perspective, your ideas, and your gifts. It needs you to show up fully and authentically, to share who you are and what you have to offer. How often do you silence your own voice to please others? How often do you hold back from speaking your truth, from sharing your ideas, from expressing your creativity because you're afraid of what others might think? It's time to stop hiding. It's time to start showing up as the real you. It's time to start roaring louder. And expressing yourself doesn't have to mean standing on a stage or shouting from the rooftops. It can be as simple as speaking up in a meeting, sharing your thoughts in a conversation, or standing up for what you believe in. It can be writing a poem, painting a picture, or playing a piece of music. It can be dancing, singing, cooking, gardening, or whatever brings you joy and allows you to express your true self. The important thing is to find your unique voice and to use it confidently, to be unapologetically you, to trust that your voice matters and that what you have to say is valuable, and to remember that you don't need anyone's permission to be who you are. You don't need to fit in anyone else's mold. You are enough just as you are, and the world needs you to show up fully and authentically. You're not sure where to start. Here are a few simple ways to begin expressing yourself more fully and authentically. First, practice assertiveness. This means being clear and direct about your thoughts, your feelings, and your needs. It means setting boundaries and standing up for yourself when necessary. It means saying no when you need to and yes when you want to. It means being honest with yourself and with others, even when it's difficult. Second, explore creative outlets. Creativity is a powerful form of self-expression, and it can take many forms. You don't have to be an artist or a musician to be creative. You can express yourself through writing, through cooking, through gardening, through fashion, through any activity that allows you to explore your unique talents and passions. The key is to find something that you enjoy, that feels true to you, and to do it regularly. Finally, surround yourself with people who support and encourage you. People we spend time with can have a huge impact on our ability to express ourselves. When we're surrounded by people who uplift us, who believe in us, and who celebrate our uniqueness, we feel more confident and more empowered to be ourselves. So seek out those people. Build a community of like-minded individuals who inspire you to be your best self and who encourage you to roar louder. Remember, your voice matters, your truth matters, your unique roar matters, so don't be afraid to express yourself. Don't be afraid to be seen, to be heard, to be known. Because when you do, you not only honor your true self, but you also inspire others to do the same. And that, my friends, is how we create a world where everyone feels free to roar louder. So let's commit to this together. Let's commit to discovering our true selves, to expressing our unique voices, and to living authentically and boldly. Let's commit to roaring louder, to being the lions we were born to be, and to making a difference in the world by being unapologetically ourselves. You have the power to create a life that's true to you, a life that's full of meaning, purpose, and joy. So go out there, find your roar, and let it be heard. The world is waiting for you. And that we've explored the power of discovering your true self and expressing it fully. Let's talk about something magical that happens when you choose to live authentically and courageously. It's something that goes beyond just your own personal growth and fulfillment. It's something that can touch the lives of everyone around you. It's called the ripple effect. When you think of a ripple effect, picture a stone being thrown into a calm lake. The stone itself is small, but when it hits the water, it creates ripples that spread out far and wide, touching every part of the lake. In much the same way, when you choose to live authentically and courageously, your actions create ripples that extend far beyond yourself. They touch the lives of your family, your friends, your community, and even people you may never meet. Your courage to be yourself can inspire others to do the same. Your decision to live your truth can give others permission to live theirs. How might your courage and authenticity inspire those around you? How might your decision to show up as your true self encourage others to break free from their own limiting beliefs and fears? You never know who is watching, who is being inspired by your actions, who is finding their own courage. There's a story that comes to mind, a story about a teacher who decided to live more authentically. She had always been passionate about teaching, but she felt constrained by the traditional methods and rules that didn't resonate with her. She decided to change her approach to bring more of her creativity, passion, and authenticity into her classroom. She started sharing her own life experiences with her students, encouraging them to think outside the box and to express themselves freely. At first, she worried about what her colleagues and parents might think, but she stayed true to herself and something amazing happened. Her students began to thrive. They became more engaged, more motivated, more excited to learn. They felt seen and heard, and they started to open up, to share their own stories, their own ideas, their own truths. And it didn't stop there. Our colleagues noticed the change, and some of them were inspired to try new things in their own classrooms. Parents began to notice the difference in their children and started to make changes in how they supported their kids at home. One person's decision to live authentically created a ripple effect that touched countless lives. And that's the power you have. You have the ability to inspire others simply by being yourself. You have the power to make a difference, to be a role model, a mentor, a source of encouragement and support. And it doesn't have to be something big or dramatic. Sometimes it's the small, everyday acts of courage that make the biggest impact. Maybe it's standing up for what you believe in even when it's unpopular. Maybe it's speaking your truth in a meeting, even when your voice shakes. Maybe it's being kind to a stranger, offering a smile, a word of encouragement, or a helping hand. These seemingly small acts can create ripples that extend far beyond what you can see or imagine. I want you to think about someone in your life who has inspired you, someone who has had a positive impact on you simply by being who they are. What was it about them that inspired you? Was it their courage, their authenticity, their kindness, their generosity? Whatever it was, remember that you have the same power to inspire others. And here's the thing, being a role model or a mentor doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you have to have all the answers or never make mistakes. It simply means being willing to show up as your true self, to be vulnerable, to be real, to be human. It means being willing to share your own experiences, to offer your support, and to encourage others to be their best selves. When you live authentically and courageously, you give others permission to do the same. You show them that it's okay to be themselves, to follow their own path, to live their own truth. And in doing so, you create a ripple effect that has the potential to change the world. So I encourage you today to think about the impact you want to have. How do you want to inspire others? How do you want to make a difference? And remember, it all starts with you. It starts with your decision to be true to yourself, to live authentically, to roar louder. And when you do, you create a ripple effect that touches the lives of everyone around you. You have the power to be a force for good in this world. You have the power to inspire, to uplift, to encourage, and to support others. So let's make a commitment today to live authentically and courageously, to be the best versions of ourselves, and to create a ripple effect that spreads love, kindness, and positivity throughout our communities and beyond. As we come to the end of our time together today, I want to take a moment to reflect on everything we've talked about. We began by awakening the lion within each of us, the powerful, authentic self that is ready to roar louder than ever before. We discussed the importance of recognizing the roar of our limiting beliefs, those voices that tell us we're not enough. And we learned how to challenge and transform them. We explored the nature of fear, understanding that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the choice to act in spite of it. We talked about the significance of discovering your true self and expressing it boldly and authentically. And we learned about the incredible ripple effect that can happen when we live authentically and courageously, inspiring others to do the same. Now, I want to bring it all together by asking you a simple, yet profound question. What will your roar say about you when you're gone? Think about that for a moment. When you leave this world, what legacy will you leave behind? Will it be one of fear and hesitation, or one of courage and authenticity? Will it be a whisper or a mighty roar? The truth is, we all have a limited amount of time on this earth. None of us knows how much time we have, and that's why it's so important to make the most of every moment, to live boldly, authentically, and with purpose, to embrace our inner lion and to roar louder, not just for ourselves, but for the people we love and the world around us. You have the power to create a life that is meaningful, fulfilling, and true to who you are. You have the ability to make a difference, to inspire others, and to leave a legacy that will be remembered long after you are gone. But it all starts with a choice. The choice to be brave, to be true, to be unapologetically yourself. The choice to let go of fear, to challenge your limiting beliefs, and to step into your full potential. The choice to roar louder. Imagine what your life would be like if you fully embraced this choice. Imagine what you could accomplish if you stopped holding back, if you stopped letting fear and doubt control your actions. Imagine the impact you could have on the people around you if you showed up as your true self, if you lived authentically and courageously every single day. It's not about being perfect. It's not about never making mistakes or never feeling afraid. It's about choosing to keep going, even when it's hard. It's about choosing to be true to yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about choosing to live a life that reflects who you truly are and what you truly believe in. So I encourage you today, right now, to make that choice. To commit to living your life as fully and authentically as you can. To commit to embracing your inner lion and roaring louder, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. Because when you do, you create a ripple effect that touches countless lives. That inspires others to do the same. That makes the world a better place. Remember, your roar is your legacy. It's what you leave behind when you're gone. It's the impact you make, the lives you touch, the difference you create. So let's make it count. Let's make it loud. Let's make it something that we can be proud of. You are powerful beyond measure. You are capable of greatness. You have the heart of a lion, and you're here for a reason, so don't waste another moment hiding in the shadows, living someone else's version of who you should be. Step into your power. Embrace your true self. And start living the life you were meant to live. And as you do, know that you're not alone. We're all in this together. We're all walking our own paths, facing our own challenges, and striving to be the best versions of ourselves. So let's support each other, encourage each other, and lift each other up. Let's create a community of lions. A community of people who are brave, bold, and unapologetically themselves. So let's take a deep breath, gather our strength, and turn on lion mode. Let's roar louder than ever before. Let's live boldly, authentically, and with purpose. Let's create a legacy that will be remembered for generations to come. Because you have the power to change your life, to change the lives of others, and to change the world. Thank you, my friends, for being here today, for being open, for being willing to explore these ideas and to take them to heart. I believe in you. I know that you have what it takes to embrace your inner lion and to roar louder. So go out there and make it happen. Live your truth, share your gifts, and let your roar be heard. The world is waiting for you, and I can't wait to see the incredible impact you're going to make.